Let's all just take a collective deep breath. Are you okay? Because I'm not. My heart is still hammering against my ribs, and my jaw is somewhere on the floor after what we all witnessed last night. The rolling credits on Emmerdale felt less like an ending and more like a personal attack, leaving us with a million questions and a gaping gorge-sized hole in our evening. One moment we were watching the walls finally close in on the twisted John Sugden. The next, in a move of pure, spiteful desperation, he wrapped his arms around his husband, Aaron Dingle, and launched them both into the abyss. The screen went black, and a collective gasp echoed through living rooms across the nation. It was a heart-stopping, stomach-lurching moment of television that will be seared into our memories for years to come. And now, the cruelest twist of all, we have to wait. That's right, if you, like me, have been counting down the minutes to 7:30 p.m., preparing to glue yourself to the sofa for answers, I have some soul-crushing news. In a scheduling decision that feels almost as villainous as John's final act, Emmerdale will not be airing tonight. I know, it feels like a punch to the gut. Just when we need it most, our nightly trip to the Dales has been cancelled. There will be no early drop on ITVX to soothe our frayed nerves either. Instead, our beloved soap has been benched for the FIFA World Cup 2026 European qualifier, which will see England take on Serbia. While we all love a bit of national pride, tonight, the only score we truly care about is Sugden. 2. Gravity, 0. Is that too much to ask? The coverage kicks off on ITV1 at 7 p.m., meaning our evening will be filled with chants and tackles instead of tears and turmoil. But fear not, my fellow soap devotees. The disruption is temporary. We just have to survive this agonizing 24-hour wait. Emmerdale will storm back onto our screens tomorrow, Wednesday, September 10th, in its usual 7:30 p.m. slot, ready to pick up the pieces of our shattered nerves. But how can we possibly be expected to think about anything else until then? Let's rewind and really unpack that chilling final scene. The tension had been building to a fever pitch. Robert Sugden, righteous and furious, had finally cornered his brother John, the man who had been weaving a web of lies and deceit. For a moment it felt like justice was within reach. But this is Emmerdale, and nothing is ever that simple. The situation spiraled when a clueless Aaron, bless his heart, stumbled into the clearing, searching for Mackenzie. You could see the cogs turning in John's sinister mind. He saw an opportunity, a way out, a final devastating act of control. He pulled Aaron aside, feeding him a string of lies with the calm demeanor of a true sociopath. But the arrival of Robert shattered the facade. Seeing Robert, the man his husband had recently confided in and in John's eyes, betrayed him with, flipped a switch. The last vestiges of John's sanity evaporated. That's when he made the call. With a chilling calmness, he told the police that Robert was threatening to kill them both. He was meticulously crafting a new narrative, painting Robert as the villain one last time. It was a masterful, horrifying stroke of evil genius. And then the jump. He didn't just fall, he took Aaron with him. He locked his arms around the man he professed to love, not in an embrace of passion, but as an anchor of death. It was the ultimate act of possession. If I can't have you, no one can. So what happens now? The possibilities are swirling in my mind, each one more terrifying than the last. Could this be the end for them both? It was a vast gorge, a fall that looked utterly unsurvivable. A double death would send shockwaves through the village that would be felt for decades. It would be a tragedy of Shakespearean proportions, leaving poor Robert framed for their murders and facing a lifetime behind bars. The injustice would be almost too much to bear. Or, in a classic soap twist, could one of them survive? Imagine Aaron, broken and battered, crawling from the wreckage at the bottom of the ravine. A lone survivor burdened with unimaginable trauma and the chilling truth of his husband's final moments. How would he ever recover from that? Alternatively, what if the monstrous John survives? He would have to answer for his actions, not only for the jump but for everything that led up to it. The courtroom drama would be electrifying. Perhaps the most dramatic possibility is that they both miraculously survive the fall. Maybe they landed in a deep pool of water or on a soft ledge. This wouldn't be an immediate rescue, it would be a desperate fight for survival. Trapped together at the bottom of a gorge, with Aaron now fully aware of the monster he married. It would be a psychological thriller, a two-man play set against the brutal backdrop of nature, with John's manipulative mind versus Aaron's will to live. And let's not forget Robert in all of this. His life hangs in the balance too. That phone call was made. A report is on record. When the authorities arrive, they will find an abandoned scene and a chilling accusation hanging in the air. He was already a man trying to rebuild his life after prison. This could send him right back, innocent but utterly condemned by a dead man's words. The wait is going to be excruciating, but it also gives us time to theorize, to debate, and to brace ourselves for what comes next. Emmerdale has delivered a masterclass in suspense, leaving us dangling on the edge of a cliff, both literally and figuratively. So for tonight, we trade the drama of the Dales for the drama of the pitch. But tomorrow we will be right back there, holding our breath, waiting for the camera to pan down into that dark, terrifying gorge. Will we see signs of life, or will we see the tragic end of a love story twisted into a nightmare? What do you think will happen? Who survives? Who pays the price? Head to the comments and share your theories. Let's get through this wait together.